It's been 5 weeks, give or take, about 5 weeks since I've had any pre-workout, and I finally got some more in. And no, this is not like a product drop or sponsor. I'm just excited to actually have pre-workout again. I took a scoop before I did my first half of my cardio. I did some ab work because I was supposed to do that Sunday, forgot. So, I mean, as long as I get my ab work in, it doesn't really matter what day. So that's the main thing. But I think, like I said, I took a scoop already. Oh, crap. I think I'm gonna take me another half scoop. This might be a mistake because sometimes it's just the brand of pre-workout. But if I take too much, it can make me jittery and almost make my ability to focus not as good. So, hopefully that doesn't happen. But like I said, I took that scoop and it's definitely doing something. But I just feel like I need a little more. So, we'll see what happens. Mm. Oh yeah, the taste alone, pretty sour. The taste alone gets me going. Okay, if you can't tell by now, we're starting with lat pull downs. No surprise. Let me switch the grip here. I don't want to do close yet. This one is the one I'm looking for. All right. Like I said, I did my first half of cardio. I did about 10 minutes of ab training. So I'm warm, but I want to make sure I get my back warm specifically, get a lot of blood in there. So I'm going to do probably like 3 or 4 quick little feel out sets and see what I'm feeling like. And then we'll get this first one started. When you're doing these feel out sets, it can be a very fine line between not doing enough and it can make that first set feel kind of off or just shitty, but then also doing too much. And it's something that you can kind of get better at determining the longer you work out. Some days I come in here and I do a couple feel out sets and I'm ready to go. Typically, those days are usually when I'm like bulked up or something. I'm in a surplus or I'm at least like main gaining. But then other days I come in and I feel like I need 3 or 4, sometimes 5. And obviously none of those sets are going to failure. But like, so I guess I won't even call them a set, but 4 or 5 just, well, I mean, I don't know what else to call them. But yeah, none of them are going to failure. So, you don't want to wear yourself out. But you kind of can even not going to failure. So you got to find that perfect balance, doing just enough to make sure the blood's going in the area you want, the area you're about to work, without doing too much or too little. And it just takes time, like with everything. Time usually is your best friend. So, yeah, let's do. And as I say that all this, I kind of don't know how many I want to do here. So maybe I'm kind of talking out of my ass here. Let me just do one more, and then I think the first set will be good to go. Yep, that felt really good. Give me a couple minutes and we'll get going. I can feel the pre-workout running through my veins. Whew. I'm getting that tingling throughout my body. If it keeps this up, I'm gonna be spamming out over here and or glitching out. People are gonna be looking at me like I got a screw loose or something. Which to do stuff like this, you kind of have to. Um, really, to achieve any kind of extreme in any field, I feel like you got to have a little bit of a screw loose. Whether you want to call that an extreme passion or desire, whatever word you want to use. I just think it's, you know, each specific individual that kind of achieves, or at least even chases something like this in any field to like be the best. You probably have a little bit of a screw loose. But that's okay with me. I don't care. I'd rather be a little different than just another cog in its system or, just like everybody else. That sounds very unappealing to me. Just my opinion. So, but yeah, that was a good fucking first set. I actually might see myself camping out here and doing like 3 more, maybe even with a drop set or two. That felt really good. I do feel quite a bit better today than I did yesterday, and it's probably the pre-workout is some of that reason. But when I'm feeling good, I want to take advantage of this, and it feels great. So at least 3 more straight sets with this weight, and then some drop sets probably. Uh, yeah, that pre-workout is doing its thing. Okay, so I've been trying to make it an emphasis of speeding up my rest periods and going just a little bit quicker than I normally would, unless I'm going really heavy on something. But I've even kind of dialed that back a little bit for a while I'm cutting. Um, but I almost feel like how long your rest period is really should be based on, or should be a set to set basis. Let's say it like that, because after each set, you can have different levels of fatigue and how hard you're breathing, how high your heart rate is. It's going to be different from set to set. So I almost kind of don't like a set rest period time unless you're like a cardiovascular based athlete and you need to have good cardio and endurance. Then you kind of have to, do what you got to do to make that work. But for bodybuilding, it's really, and I know Jay Cutler was famous for, and he was one of my favorite bodybuilders growing up. He was famous for only resting like 45 seconds between sets while still lifting some big heavy weight, which is crazy. Um, so like you can achieve that, you can, but even that's going to take a lot of time to have your body adapt while still getting bigger and stronger. You got to have really good genetics for that to work, in my opinion. So I think for like most people, it should be a set to set basis how long you're resting. And I basically I go into the set as soon as my heart rate starts to come down, my breathing starts to come down for about 20 or 30 seconds, and then I know I'm ready. Okay, time to jump into the next one. So, and like I said, that's always going to be different with each one. So you got to kind of judge it like that, I think, anyways. You guys can train however the fuck you want, but in my opinion, I feel like that's the best way to do it. And like, for instance, I'm about to do a drop set. So knowing this is going to be a continuous set of two or maybe three different weights back to back, I might extend my rest period even a little bit longer just to make sure I'm ready. Because I don't want to jump into this drop set and I'm still kind of breathing hard. I'm going to burn out way too quick and it's going to kind of make the drop set pointless, really. So, but anyways, I think I've rested long enough while talking. Like I said, this is going to be a drop set, maybe two. We'll see. Okay. that was almost perfect, about as close to perfect as you can get. I mean, really, nothing's perfect. That's why I say it was pretty close. Whew. I say nothing's perfect unless it is Kevin Lavrone's crab most muscular pose. For anybody who's seen that, you guys know what I'm talking about. That's like perfect. Or Jay Cutler's quad stomp. There's a few things, that are perfect. You can throw in a Dorian Yates lat spread or a Ronnie Coleman back double bicep pose. I could keep going. Anyways, I think I'm gonna do free weight preacher curls today. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks. I think it's about time to switch it up just a little. So, no machine. Let's go to the free weight. Okay, again, I have the straight bar, not a um, easy curl bar. Mainly because if you want to target your biceps the most, or more than an easy curl bar would, a straight bar is better for that. The easy bar, um, I mean, one, if you have wrist problems, I've said it before, but I'll say it again real quick. If you have wrist problems, an easy bar, instead of having your wrist straight, it does turn them in. So it's easier on your wrist, but mainly the easy bar hits that outside part of your bicep, the brachialis more. I don't really want to focus on that. I want to focus on the bicep peak in general. So if that's your main focus, a straight bar is better. So, but again, if you have wrist problems, it can kind of make it hard to do this. One way to get around that is instead of doing bilateral sets, do unilateral. So go get some dumbbells and I don't know if you guys can see, keep your wrist straight the whole time. Don't come down into a hammer curl like a lot of people do, and then they'll come up and then twist. Keep your own hands, your wrist like this the whole time, and do it one arm at a time. You can keep your wrist straighter. You can kind of turn your body into it more. It takes some pressure and strain off your wrist a little bit. So that's one thing you can kind of do if you can't do this with a straight bar. But anyways, I've said enough. I got 100 and I believe this is 120 pounds on the bar. This bar isn't quite 45. I think it's 30. So you guys can do the math. I think it's 120. I'll do a set with 120. It's probably going to be a little light. So then I got some 5-pound plates down here, and then I might go up to 130 for a couple more. We'll see though. This might be heavy. I don't know yet. So I did 12 reps, which is quite a bit, you know. But even though I did 12, it was kind of weird because it didn't really feel easy, if that makes any sense. But usually if a weight doesn't feel easy, you're not going to get 12 reps. Weird. But I did 12, so I'm going to go up to 130, like I said. I might bring it down to like 10. And on the third set, might get 8 or 9, whatever. We'll see. Okay, one thing I kind of forgot is that a straight bar is typically going to be harder curling than an easy bar. And there's a reason an easy bar is called that. It's easier. You can generally curl a little bit more weight. And I forgot about that. So this is 130. I did 9, I believe. But you guys seen wasn't easy. I mean, so this next set I'm only like 7. I'll probably do a drop set though to kind of make up for it being a little tougher than I was thinking. So yeah, I kind of didn't think about that. That's all right though. Let's do one more on a drop set. Oh. Holy shit. These turned out, well, let me say, free weight preacher curls are typically always more effective for me. I mean, I don't know how everyone else thinks about it, but these are always a little harder and, like I said, more effective than the machine. But for some reason today, it was like on another level because I'm honestly thinking this is the only bicep exercise I'm going to do today. That's how good it works. I did 3 sets with a drop set, and my biceps feel like I've done 10. So I don't think I'm going to do any more biceps today, which I've kind of been doing that for the past couple months. Last week I did like only 5 or 6 sets. Today it'll only be 3 with a drop set. But man, that was fucking good. My arms, well, specifically my biceps, are so fucking full right now. It's crazy. I'm honestly kind of worried about the rest of my back exercises I'm supposed to do today because any kind of pull or row, you got to use a little bit of biceps. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, anyways, I'm done here. Let's move on to another back. All right, I'm going to try something here that I seen on social media, and it looked, I mean, it's not about how it looks, but in terms of like the effectiveness of it, it looked like it'd be pretty cool and a nice switch from what I normally, the rows I normally do. The only thing is the setup is kind of weird. So depending on how good it is, I mean, I don't know how often I'll do this, but I figured it was worth a shot. So I'm gonna try. I really have no idea what weight to even use, like how heavy. So honestly, I would imagine I'd max this thing out. So let me just try that and see. Initial thoughts, I didn't get quite the stretch I wanted, so I may have to even mess with the setup a little more. Try to bring the bench farther this way just a little bit. But honestly, in terms of what I felt, it actually was really good. Now that could just be because I've never really done we have a couple chest supported row machines, but they're all sitting. I would like one where you're kind of laying forward like this. So it could just be because it's a little bit different of an angle for me, and that's why I felt so much better. But one set, my back and lats are already burning, so that's cool. And the weight wasn't really heavy enough. It was close actually, considering what I've already done. I'm already kind of a little fatigued, so it was close. I might throw on like a couple more 5-pound plates, bring this bench out a little bit, and we'll try it again. That was an actual set. That worked out pretty good. So that's one set down. Probably a couple more. Look at this setup right here. I mean, if you don't don't like setting things up like that, I can understand not wanting to do this. But me, I'm willing to try anything. So, and I'm actually kind of glad I did this because one set down, it felt really good. So I mean, oh my god, I think I'm gonna do a couple more here, and I might bring my hands in instead of grabbing them out on that part where it's a neutral grip. I'm gonna bring them in right just on the inside of that. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like my hands are so wide. I'm using some bicep at the lockout. So it's a little more, at least for me, it's a little easier and more natural to use my lats and back more when my hands are in just a little closer. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll try 2 more sets like that if it feels good. Dang it. Never try to readjust mid-set. I almost couldn't recover there. I almost fell off one side of the bench. I honestly don't know if I like that more. This might be one of those unique circumstances where it actually is better out wider at the neutral grip. It's kind of tough to say. Now, I think I am going to go out wider again, back to neutral. Then I might do a drop set, really trying to make sure I'm pulling through my back and lats. I think I'll be good. Okay, let's do a drop set. You know what? Let's do another one. That feels, it's actually feeling really good. Really good. Whew. Let's go up pretty light. I just try to get a shit ton of reps here. Keyword is try. We'll see. Okay, what started as kind of, I'll be honest, I was a little iffy on this. Although the first set did feel good, I wasn't lying there. But I was still iffy. I was just wondering if the setup was worth it and all of that. Well, that turned into 4 really good sets. And the drop set is what really kind of took it over the edge, if you will. Because my lats and my back, just in general, are on fire right now. And like I said, it was really the drops. Like I felt the regular straight sets. I did. Felt it in my back a lot. But the drop sets, it was lighter weight. And I could focus even just a little more on pulling in my back the whole time. And it was, don't get me wrong, you're still gonna feel it in your biceps a little. But man, that was actually awesome. I can see myself doing this. I won't say every back day, but maybe 2-3 times a month. Because I train back typically twice a week right now. So I'll throw it in for sure. I really like that. And who knows, I might wake up tomorrow and feel the effects in my back even more. And I might say, hell with it and throw it in more than 2 or 3 times a month. I might throw it in 4 or 5, you know? But yeah, that was good. I would recommend at least trying it. I think most people will like it a lot. Unless you already have a chest supported T-bar row at your gym, which if you do, I'm jealous. You guys are fucking lucky. So yeah, that was nice. Let's move on. I'll do one more back, probably some kind of pull down, and we might call it after that. All right, your basic close grip lat pull downs. Do 3 sets with a drop set, and like I said, probably done after that. All right, let's go pose. Shit. All right, the pump is on another level right now. Whoo, bud. Or I should say, yeah, buddy. Not that I'm even close to Ronnie Coleman, but it's feeling good. So I just feel like saying that. Man, oh man. I gotta say that new back exercise I did, the one where I'm kind of laying in the cables, doing a row, dude. The more it's kind of settled, the more I like it. That was fucking awesome, dude. Awesome. I like I said I might kind of change my mind and instead of saying I'll do it 2 or 3 times a month. It might be 5 or 6 times a month. It might be every other back workout, or maybe even more. It was good. But anyways, like I said, I'm feeling good. So let's just get right into it, man. That is it, boys and girls. I'm fucking cooked. Oh, yeah, I am cooked. So I'm just gonna cut this video short and sweet. Actually, I've talked a lot today, so we're done. I'm gonna go do my additional 12 minutes of cardio and get out of here.